With the governor's newest executive order, I'm bringing you your top stories from home. Here's what's coming up next on TrendSpotting. Hafid everyone, I'm Cami and welcome back to another episode of TrendSpotting. Here are the topics that had you talking this week. Lock the island with the shelter-in-place order for all residents and stop inbound flights. That's what local residents, the Guam Medical Association, and Democrat senators are urging the governor to do to help fight the spread of COVID-19. On containing COVID-19, the I-94 FM and KYM Facebook morning show, caller Maria shared her deep concerns.
I'm only scared and I'm only worried because I'm 70 and she doesn't want to lock down. And the thing about what is she waiting for someone to die with this corona?
Maria, a Dededo resident, said she thinks
waiting?
the governor should lock down the island to help stop the spread of COVID-19. And she's not alone. 75% of people polled on her show that they favor a lockdown banning flights into Guam. The Guam Medical Association and even the governor's Democrat supermajority sending letters to the Magahaga asking her for a shelter-in-place order and stop flights from arriving at the A.B. Wanpat International Airport. Senators also urged the governor to ask the Federal Aviation Administration, Federal Customs, and U.S. Homeland Security to prohibit all inbound flights as we stop the spread of COVID-19 and recover as a community. We believe the complete shelter-in-place order of our island is necessary to stop the spread of this pandemic, the letter read. Meanwhile, the Guam Medical Association, after a meeting with the governor, sent a letter to Adelup also calling for a lockdown. Doctors said it's the only way to do a thorough trace investigation, isolate COVID-19 patients, and starve the virus. But Minority Leader Senator Tetlo Taitigui was not down with the lockdown. Shutting down the airport, she questioned, I don't think that's going to help us at this point. Taitigui said if senators and doctors want to ask the Magahaga questions, there are other more important questions they can ask her. Send letters asking why this is not done, why the skilled nursing unit has not been done, where are the respirators? Those are things we should be asking her, she said. In response to Senator Taitigui, Facebook user Clarissa Wilson said, seriously, that's the most important questions you want to ask? Shortage on respirators? Yeah, I get that's important, but don't you think that if we lock down the island, we won't have so many sick people? We're short on space and kits because of people coming in making us sick. How do you solve it? Lock down the island. And another Facebook user, Brianna Mortalam, said, I don't understand how you can close down the government and leave everything else to run as normal. Yes, it's up to the people to control this, but not everyone is taking it seriously. And Dirk Lopez said, since the governor is an RN, send her to the front lines with the other nurses risking their lives because she doesn't want to put a stop to incoming travel. Adelup Chief Policy Director Carlo Branch talks with Nestor Lecanto about a litany of issues relative to containing COVID-19 on Guam. Some of the issues discussed include the Guam Legislature and Guam Medical Association's demand for a full lockdown, new mandatory quarantine protocols for arrivals from the Philippines and other COVID-affected areas, and the supply of COVID-19 test kits and the economy. Branch gave his response to the call for a complete lockdown of flights coming into Guam and said the challenge is that it would effectively cut us off from receiving aid by air.
Even if that was done, there will be the potential for significant unintended consequences. For instance, the old man who called me, who is at himself a risk for COVID-19, who needs medical equipment ordered and can't get it because this particular carrier will not fly to Guam as a result of what is going on around the world. And so the governor, in attempting to use the power that she does have, ordered this extraordinary step of quarantining those individuals from a country that seems to have been a place where many of our COVID-19 victims have emanated from or traveled through.
Aside from the administration's response to call for a full lockdown, Branch responded to other issues such as the status of test kits, the opening of the skilled nursing facility in Barrigada Heights, and the state of the island's economy. Here are some of your comments. One Facebook user said Governor needs to do her research. She needs to find out if she can waiver and allow only medical and vital needs and necessities to come through airport. Otherwise, shut it down for all other visitors and travelers for at least 14 days for the safety of this island and its people, please. Joseph Cruz said, "We are not saying to cut off flights for medical supplies. We are saying to cut off tourist flights from infected areas or countries." And Mark Ibanez said, "Do you really believe that those guys will self-quarantine themselves before flying over to Guam? Quarantine means you're supposed to stay in a room for the amount of days without leaving."
On my direction, this government took extraordinary steps to keep Guam safe, and I told you I would take further steps when they were needed.
Effective 12 noon on March 20, mandatory social isolation will go into effect at the order of the governor. All businesses, with exceptions with healthcare providers and clinics, banks and credit unions, grocery stores, and gas stations have been ordered to close through March 30th. Exceptions to the order include healthcare, essential infrastructure, banks and credit unions, grocery stores, pharmacies, gas stations, auto repair shops, garbage collection, hardware stores, laundromats, and food takeout or delivery. Again, the closures will remain in effect through March 30, at which point the governor will make another decision on the state of the island during the pandemic. For more information, you can call 475-9473 or 475-4770 and stay tuned with KOAM News on Instagram and Facebook for updated information. And that's all this week on TrendSpotting. Suzus Masi for watching, and I'll see you next time.